Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Nobody's up in here at the moment, but I'm back. Shout out to the two listeners. Shout out to the two listeners. Let me give Loz a ring quickly. Shout out to the two listeners. Can you hear me clearly? Let me know. Send me a message if you can hear me clearly. Yes. Back. We're back. Shout out to JJ, James Jameson. Thank you for showing up to the chat. I'm just going to put the link in the chat for Loz quickly. Finding peace in your area. Yes, I hear you. Yes, in my area. Are you in my area? Finding peace. What time is it? Well, UK time, it's like 9 o'clock now. 2 minutes past 9. Waiting for Loz to come in still. Add to stage. Here we go. Yeah. Here we go. You're on. Can you hear me, Loz?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. See if I can put a little background on. I haven't used StreamYard for ages. Apologies, everybody. Apologies, man. I only got 3 people up in there, man. I've got to try and build up the numbers. Smash the like button. Got to try and change the decor in here. I've forgotten how to do this, you know. I used to be really good at this, but I've forgotten how to do it now.
Outlaw.
Yo. Yes.
Outlaw.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Outlaw.
I can hear me. I can hear you. I can hear you.
I'm going to drop off. Send me the link via email.
What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
Send me the link through email because I'm getting loads of feedback on my end.
Is it? Does that make a difference? Does that make a difference?
Yeah, it's just repeating because I'm on YouTube.
You're on YouTube? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to do that. So I forgot how to do this. When I don't do something for a long time, it's like I forget StreamYard. Okay, here we go. Okay, I got okay. Message me your email address, Loz.
I'll put it in the private chat.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Where's the private chat again? See, oh man. Oh yeah, there's a private chat. Okay. No, I've forgotten how to compose an email. Okay, here we go. Recipients. Okay. That should work, hopefully. I just sent it now. I just sent it.
All right, I'll drop off and join you on email.
All right, no problem. Shout out to the 6 listeners that have just jumped in. Thank you, shout out to chat. Apologies, I've had to switch to StreamYard because it wasn't working through my mobile. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz and more. Shout out to you. Thanks for showing up to the chat. Wizard Sleeves, thank you for showing up to the chat as well. I'm gonna try and get some pictures in here. A picture in here. I haven't been on StreamYard for a while. See what you okay, customize, okay. Yeah, okay. It's not letting me up. It's not letting me put a picture. I gotta upgrade it. But anyway, look. We've got big fights coming up this weekend. I'm gonna try and wait for Loz to come in, so I'll probably talk about some of the fights. We've got Philip Hergovich versus David Adelaide, a heavyweight. Ray Ford versus Abraham Nova. Right, Loz is back. Nick Ball versus Sam Goodman. And Hayato, is it Hayato? Tishusim, I can't pronounce this name. Tatsumi. Oh, Tatsumi. Okay, Japanese. Versus Oasis Ashfield. Is it Ashvik? Ashvik. I've never said that correctly. Are you familiar with any of these fighters, Loz?
No, mate. No.
Neither am I, really. You know, the featherweights. Obviously, Ray Ford, yes. Abraham Nova, no. Obviously, Nick Ball, yes. Sam Goodman, I know their name.
Yeah, he's an Australian kid, isn't he?
Okay. Is he any good?
I've not seen him, but I know he's 20 and 0, isn't he?
20 and 0?
Yeah. Okay. With 8 KOs.
How many?
8.
8? Oh, that's not bad. Well,
yeah, I think
20,
he's
20, yeah.
I think he's a bit pillar-fisted, but yeah, he's unbeaten.
He's got 8 KOs. That's what I mean. He's doing better than Devin Haney, isn't he?
That's not hard, though, is he?
I mean, yeah, Devin Haney needs a knockout soon, man.
Yeah, definitely.
I heard, what's his name? Timothy Bradley talking recently, saying that he had a dream that Devin Haney's going to knock out Brian Norman Jr. So, so we've seen stranger things happen in boxing anyway, man.
He had a what? A dream that Devin Haney was going to knock out Brian Norman Jr.
Yeah.
No chance.
That's what Timothy Bradley said.
Yeah. Must have been one hell of a dream then.
I don't know if he's woke up yet.
Yeah. Must have been smoking some good shit.
Yeah. So, look, this fight, man, may as well just get down to business because that's what we're all here for. No point in wasting time. We'll probably talk about the other fights a little bit when we've just gone through this one. It's Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte, let me see if I change this up. Dillian Whyte versus Moses Itauma. When this fight first got called, yeah, a lot of us were like, "Whoa, what the hell was going on here? Like, what's Dillian Whyte doing? You know, he could have had fights with, like, I mean, maybe a trilogy with Chisora. Obviously, they could have rescheduled the Joe Joyce fight. Anthony Joshua fight weren't too far away because Joshua lost badly to Daniel Dubois, but he took this fight, and a lot of us were surprised, and a lot of us felt like it was going to be like, obviously, lamb to the slaughter. But now Dylan's looking in shape, all trimmed up and everything. It's like a lot of people are they're changing their minds. Like, Dylan hasn't been in this shape for like years. Years. Last time I seen Dylan as trim as he is now, was probably an AJ fight, I think. You know? But later on, after the AJ fight, is when he started to put on a bit of weight and stuff like that, and he started to, like, you know, put on a bit of weight.
He's putting on a load of weight.
But right now, Dylan's got himself in such good shape that it's got a lot of people asking questions now. Is this man against boy? We haven't seen much of Moses Itauma, you know? We ain't seen him up against anybody. And, you know, one of the TalkSport presenters actually come out and said, which one was it? He said that he believes he's better. Moses Itauma is better than a 20-year-old Mike Tyson. Who was it?
First of all,
yeah, go on, have your say, Lois. Go on.
No, I was just going to say, I just don't know where this stigma's come from. This he's the next Mike Tyson. I honestly don't know where it's come from. He doesn't box nothing like Mike Tyson. He doesn't move like Mike Tyson. He doesn't. He nothing at all replicates him as in Mike Tyson. So where have they come from with this guy as the next Mike Tyson? Exactly, James Jameson. Absolute bollocks.
I think it's his age. I think it's the age. The age is the only comparison. Outside of that, there is no comparison at all.
No, there's not. There really isn't. I'm going to send you this picture on WhatsApp. This made me laugh today. I'll send it to you now. And this sums up where this shit comes from. Check your WhatsApp. Do you know what I'm saying, though, mate? The guy hiding in the background. Yeah, the guy dressed like Gary Glitter.
Oh my god! I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting that.
Yeah,
That dressed like Gary Glitter.
Fucking pissy. So, for me, you know me, right? Like, first of all, I just heard you say, I've never seen Dillian Whyte in this good nick for ages.
Yeah, no, I haven't.
I have to say, I've never seen him in this good of a nick ever.
Ever.
I've never seen him this trimmed ever. I've never seen Dillian Whyte that when Dillian Whyte wears clothes, you can see he's chiseled. You can see the definition. Whereas normally, he's just a big unit, isn't he?
Yeah.
Even when, like, I've heard you say before, Oscar Rivas, he was in good nick, but he wasn't in nick like what he's in now.
No.
And I see it as he's the reason why I've picked him is because he's dangerous, because he's got nothing to lose.
Oh, so you're still sticking with it, yeah? You're still sticking with your prediction?
I'm still picking him to win because he has got nothing to lose, and that makes him dangerous. Whereas it's all on the line for Moses Itauma. There's more pressure on them, I think.
Now there is. I believe now. At first, people thought there was no pressure, but I think the pressure's shifted to Moses. I think if you looked, was it yesterday? When he was sending him take the glasses off and that. If you looked at our little press conference, I felt like Moses looked like he looked under pressure.
Yeah.
I know if you looked at him carefully, he looked like he was under pressure. The pressure, like the occasion was slightly getting to him. It looked like to me, you know. He was when he was speaking, you could see he looked tense. You know, Dylan's been there countless amount of times before, but I don't know, man. If Dillian Whyte beats Itauma and exposes him, it could. I'm not going to say he's 20 years old, but it could be bad for his career.
Exactly.
It could be real. It could be real. This is a risk they've taken. I think it's a real risk. At first, I was laughing. I mean, you see my videos. I was laughing at it, but because Dillian Whyte, we've seen him, you know, turn up to fights looking like a mess, looking an absolute mess. I mean, look, the Marius Wack fight. Remember the Marius Wack fight?
Yeah, it's shameful.
Yeah, I mean, the last couple of fights he's had as well. But the thing is, Dillian, we got one thing we can't discount is the fight in Dillian Whyte. He's a dog. He can fight, and you know he has that mentality. I think he's just thought now, look, I'm not going to be another highlight reel for this 20-year-old kid. You know, I'm going to get myself in shape and I'm going to fight him, you know? And he has that fight. Dillian Whyte's got no quit in him. He's got no quit in him at all. He's a proper fighting man. You know, you like him, a proper fighting man. He's going to go down fighting. you know, until he's obviously laying on the canvas, whatever. But I just feel now this might be a step too much. Now I'm thinking, because Dillian's got himself in this shape, he's taking it seriously. We know that he's not come for a payday. He's not just come to collect a little couple of million and just walk off. He's come to fight. This is a dangerous fight for Moses Itauma. Because if you now look at me, it actually looks pretty good at the moment right now. His resume looks pretty good. He has less losses than Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
He has less losses than Anthony Joshua. He's only lost to Joshua, Povetkin, who he avenged, and Tyson Fury. He ain't lost to anyone else, and he's had quite a few dangerous fights out there. Derek Chisora, people call him a journeyman, but Derek Chisora's clocked up a lot of wins over his time. He has 2 wins over Derek Chisora. He also has a win over Joseph Parker, the man of the moment, the man who we're all talking about now. Dillian Whyte's resume looks good right now at the moment. It's a lot better than Deontay Wilder's, I can tell you that.
Oh, for real, of course, yeah.
Mm.
I mean, for me, Outlaw, like I just reading James Jameson's.
Which one?
The one where he said, where was it now?
This one?
Something about Dillian's career is all on the line. I disagree with that, because the reason why I see is that Dillian Whyte, there's no pressure on him. Dillian Whyte, for me, knows he's nearly 40, or he is 40 years old, right? That guy's career, he isn't going to get a title shot even if he beats Moses. If how I see it, if he beats Moses, yeah, it might catapult him back up there. But for me, Dillian Whyte is pretty much done now. I can't see him getting. This is just my opinion. Doesn't mean I'm right. I can't see Dillian Whyte getting a title shot, even if he beats Moses Itauma. And if he does, it's not going to be for a long time. It's not going to be for a long time, unless by some luck of the draw, the WBO strip Usyk, and then they say, "Oh right, Joseph Parker fights Dillian Whyte." I don't know, but for me, I see it as Dillian Whyte's career. It's for me. I just feel like he's got nothing to prove. The experience, like you said, he's coming there to fight, but I just don't think that he's got any. There's no pressure on him. It's all on Moses Itauma. You know what? Everybody is expecting Dillian Whyte to get thumped up and knocked out. That very well could happen, and I'm not disputing that. But for me, I think the guy has got nothing to prove. Win, lose or draw. If he bumps this kid off, yeah, he might get a title shot, but I just can't see it yet. For me, it makes him a dangerous fighter because there's no pressure on him. I don't believe there's any pressure on him to get this job done, because people are expecting him to get beat anyway. As Dillian's been saying all week to all these reporters, to Addy the Rimmer, you all expect me to get beat. You tell me what you think. Do you know what I mean? There is a game to it. Of course, he's playing a game. Like Dillian was saying, what do you think? Do you think you'll beat him? And he was saying, I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. You're the experts. You're the experts. I don't know, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, I don't blame him for the way he responded to some of his critics anyway. But James Jameson's put this here. I just can't see Whyte beating Moses. Too fast and mobile for Whyte at this stage of his career, which is probably what most people are saying at the moment. And it's the obvious thing right now, because Moses obviously being 20 years old and Dillian looking quite washed against Ebenezer Tete. But you know what? I went back and I watched the Joseph Parker fight last week. I watched the Parker fight, and Parker was a lot quicker than Dillian Whyte in that fight. But Dillian Whyte seemed to be able to deal with Parker's speed. You know, he tactically was able to deal with Parker, even though he did get dropped on a case. He got dropped once. Did he got dropped? Parker drop him?
Yeah. No,
I think he dropped him.
Parker nearly dropped him.
No, he dropped him in the end. He dropped him in, I think, in the last round, later rounds.
He might have done, actually. I know. I
they
do
dropped him
remember
because
he
of
was
one
hanging on
each,
for.
one each.
He was hanging on for the last 10 seconds. I
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah, but I think Dillian dealt with his Parker's speed pretty well. Parker's, Parker was a lot smaller then than he is now. A lot more mobile. A lot of hands were a lot quicker than they actually are now. And Dillian was heavy as well. He weren't the weight that he is at the moment. And I felt like he dealt with his speed pretty quickly. Like, I don't think speed's a problem for Dillian Whyte. Oscar Rivas was quick as well. Rivas being a smaller guy, being quick as well. And I felt like he dealt with Rivas' speed pretty well as well. So I don't know. I think Dillian just needs to be careful of that one punch. That one punch could catch him. He could be doing well, and then all of a sudden Moses could land that one punch, and we've seen it before. It could be lights out, night over. But I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, one last thing I was going to say on that on this was just, has Dillian lost too much weight? I mean,
good point.
Has he lost too much weight? He weighed in at 2. I even guessed it. I put it. I was watching the weigh-in, and I put it in the comments. I think he's going to be about 245, and he came in at 244. And Moses looks a couple of inches taller than Dillian, but he came in at 235. So Dillian's got 10 pounds on him.
Yeah.
And not only that, Dillian's reach. He's got quite a long reach for a man of his height. He's got an abnormal reach, to tell you the truth. So
salute to you, Londoners. I hope you're well, brother. For me to answer that question, I hear people often say that when people lose weight, too much weight, is it good for them? Is it bad for them? Well, my simple answer to that is, if you put on weight as just a normal person, is that ever good for you? Do you know what I mean? And what I mean by that is, if you put on, if you put weight on, just say for instance you're 10 stone and you go up to 11 stone or 12 stone, and you drop down to 9.5 stone, is that going to be any bad for you?
That'll be bad for you, yeah. I mean, it depends if you drop that weight quickly as well. When you drop 2 stones.
Yeah, but this is what I'm trying to say, Outlaw. He's been doing this over a matter of time.
Yeah, it's not good for you.
You got to think, right? Even though he pulled out of them fights with Parker, he was always in a training camp. Not Parker, with Joyce and do you know what I'm trying to say? So for me, I think he's brought this weight down steady. It's only a matter of fact that he wasn't seen. He was out of the limelight for a while.
Yeah.
And then when he popped up, he was chiseled. So people thinking, oh, he's dropped loads of weight. You know what I mean? Me personally, I think it's a good thing for him, because Dillian Whyte hasn't got the best engine. So for me, for him to lose weight, I think it's a good thing for him. I think he needs to lose weight against a younger kid. He needs to be able to move around.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. A good idea. Yeah.
I don't mean to keep rabbiting on, but
no, go on, say your piece, man.
For me, right? People think that I hate Moses Itauma. I don't hate him, but I see it like this. I can't big somebody up. This is why I've always said, if he beats Dillian Whyte tomorrow, then me personally, this is just my thoughts. If he beats Moses Itauma tomorrow, Moses Itauma beats Dillian Whyte tomorrow, and I think this is a fair assessment. If he beats him tomorrow, then me personally, I can look at Moses Itauma and say, yeah, I think this kid is going to be something. Or, do you know what I mean? I'm starting to see why people are saying he's good. But at the moment, the reason why I've held back on saying he's as good as what everybody's trying to make out he is because I ain't seen him fight anyone.
Exactly. I was going to say that, but I was letting you down the plane.
His best win to date is Marius Wack. And did you just fucking see the state of Marius Wack?
Marius Wack was finished years ago. Marius White hasn't been a decent heavyweight for years. He hasn't been like a, you know, he used to have like the iron chin, you know what I mean? He used to have an iron chin, like hard to get out of there. But yeah, he hasn't been significant for a long time, Marius White. So
no, that's what I mean. I'm not saying that he's not going to be a future star. I'm not saying mate, tomorrow he could just blow Dillian Whyte clean out the water, and that's it. And for me, I'd give him his praise, but still, I wouldn't be able to judge on how good this guy is, because if he knocks Dillian out in a couple of rounds or in a round, that to me, you know, it's a great fight. James, it's all subjective. It's a good fight, but I'm just can't jump on the bandwagon just because Talk Sports are saying this guy's the next Mike Tyson. There's nothing of this kid what shows me any resemblance of him being Mike Tyson. So therefore, I will make my own judgment of the kid when I see him fighting Dillian tomorrow.
He's definitely not as quick as Mike Tyson was. Definitely not as quick as Mike Tyson.
No. I tell you what, though, to be fair, Outlaw, I did watch some of his recent training videos, and the kid has got quick hands, man. The kid has, and I will give him that. I will give him credit where credit's due. I can see why fragile Carl Frampton keeps saying, "Oh, he's got fast hands than Mike Tyson." No, he hasn't. But I will give him credit. He has got pretty quick hands, man.
Okay, yeah. So,
but will the old fox?
Go on.
But will the old fox catch him with a left hook? I don't know. This is what makes it such a good fight, because we haven't seen him taken into deep waters. We don't know if he's got a. We don't know if he's got a great engine. We don't know if he's got a great chin. He could have all of it. I don't know, but we will see tomorrow night. For me personally, I hope it's a tear up, and I hope I hope whoever wins tomorrow, I hope we at least get say 8-9 good rounds of boxing, so we can judge how good he is and how good. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I don't want if he wins tomorrow or Dillian wins tomorrow, I don't want there to be a blowout. I want to see how good this kid is, so we get a few good rounds. So I can just say, yeah, man, this fucking hell kid's got heart. He's got dog. You know what I mean? He's got a good chin. He's got a good engine.
You want to assess him, innit?
I do, Outlaw. Yeah, I do.
But the thing is, if Itauma comes out and knocks out Dillian Whyte in the first round, we wouldn't have learned. We would have learned that we actually wouldn't have learned anything, because we know that he can knock people out already. But what is he like when he takes a shot? What is he like when he gets to the championship rounds? What is he like if he gets cut? If Dillian Whyte cuts Moses Itauma within the first 2 rounds, what happens then? And he's got blood dripping in his eye and stuff like that. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. I've seen many good fighters go through many fights. Obviously, whether it be boxing, MMA, and when they get cut, all of a sudden they're not the same fighter anymore.
Facts.
Some people just can't deal with a cut. You understand what I mean? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it or anything, but I'm just saying some people just can't deal with a cut. They get cut, and then their whole game plan changes, their whole demeanor changes, and then, you know, that's how it works, you know? We don't know. There's many things, you know? Can he take body shots? You know, we saw that with Usyk. We wanted to know what Usyk's kryptonite was. We now know it's body shots.
Yeah, you know? Exactly.
It's the body. Usyk's vulnerable to the body. I mean, if you go back and watch the AJ fights, if you watch the Chisora fights, if you watch the Fury fight in the first fight, you'll see Usyk is, you know, vulnerable to the body. But it's whether you can sustain a body attack enough to harm him, you know, to hurt him, to stop him in his tracks. We want to see Magic Caballero could do that, you know?
Exactly.
With his body attack. I don't know if he's ever going to get that fight, you know, but that's a conversation probably for another time. But
I'm picking Moses though. Like I say, it might be. I haven't got round to doing any videos this week, but my prediction, it's ludicrous, and people are going to laugh. Yeah, everyone's entitled. I've seen a lot of people though. I've seen a few good big channels making a decision now where they say, "No, this could all go wrong for Moses." I don't know, but I'm
Yeah,
thinking,
a lot of people have seen it as well. A lot of people
yeah,
go
yeah,
back
yeah,
after they see Dylan means business. And the thing is, we've never seen Moses in a dogfight. Dylan's an
exactly.
experienced old warhorse. Again, I'm gonna have to go back to the Joseph Parker fight. Yeah, Joseph
Yeah,
Parker. If it's a boxing match, he'll box Dylan's ears off. But
yeah, yeah,
Dylan turned it into a fight, and that's one thing Dylan can do. He can scrap. He can fight.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
think that's what he's going to do with Moses too. He's going to turn it into a scrap. And even Moses said it himself. He said it. I think yesterday it was in one of the press conferences. He said, "When you know that Dev Sani, he's a tool, isn't he? That Dev Sani,
Oh, he's a
he's a
man
proper
with the creepiest voice on YouTube.
he's a proper tool, man.
He is
I
a
don't think
fucking
Ariel
hound.
Hawani is. He's the boxing Ariel
Yeah,
Hawani, man. I'm telling you. So Dev asked him, you know, if it turns into a fight, what happens? And Moses said, I was surprised. He goes, Dillian Whyte wins the fight. If it turns into a fight, Dylan will win. I couldn't believe he said that. I was like, wow, did he actually say that? He goes, yeah, but I'm sticking to my game plan. I have to stick to my game plan. I just think Dylan has got enough experience to spoil his game plan.
of course. Absolutely.
I mean, it's possible.
And you know me, Outlaw, I'm not a massive fan of the dude.
Sorry, go on. Sorry.
I'm just saying it, and you know me, brother, I'm not a massive fan of the dude.
Yeah, I know that. I'm sure a lot of us in here know that.
Yeah. But I see it like this. I honestly don't know, mate. Something's telling me that I don't know. Something's telling me that the old fox might just fucking pull it off. Especially the more it goes on. Do you know what I mean? I just think Dillian can take a punch, right? Yes, he's subject to uppercuts. We all know that. But the kid can take a punch. But like you say, I know the lad's a lot younger. He's a lot faster. He obviously hits hard. He's got speed. But like you've just said, if Dillian drags him into a dogfight, he ain't gonna like it. Because let's think, Dillian is the type of fighter, man. He will rough you up. He'll rough him up, man. And he may not like that. His concentration might go out the window. He might. I honestly don't know. This is what makes it a good fight. That's why I'm so interested to see what the kid's all about. He could be a sugar-coated puff for all I know. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? He might get hurt and just don't want to play ball. I don't know. He might have pure dog in him and want to go into the trenches. I don't know. But something's telling me the old fox might just get him out of there. Yeah, it's a ludicrous. What do you call the word? I can't think off the top of my head. You know, decision or whatever I'm thinking. But that's what I'm predicting. I'm predicting Dillian Whyte to catch him and get him out of there.
Strangeness has got a comment here, man. I see slightly doubts. I see slight doubts here and there through the build-up in the Ituama's facial expressions and eyes, but someone can have doubts and still will ask. Be interesting. Yeah, I agree. That's my thoughts exactly. I was seeing the same thing that Strangeness is seeing as well. But that doesn't mean that you ain't going to win the fight. Because when you get in those big occasions, you get butterflies in your stomach, thinking a bit nervous and that, you know.
Exactly.
Hey, Charlie, shout to you. Thanks for showing up to the chat.
Yeah, salute to you, Charlie. Yeah. She's always about it, isn't she?
Proper boxing fan.
Yeah, man. Salute to you.
Speaking of boxing fan, I ain't seen boxing fan for ages, man. Boxing fan, I ain't seen him for ages.
Yeah, he doesn't come to my lives anymore, but he still comments on my videos.
Yeah, now and then comment.
Yeah, he did actually say to me on one of my videos a few weeks ago. He said he's sick of boxing. I think he's just pissed off with all the shit. Do you know what I mean? What's going on?
Yeah. So look, we've spoken a bit about this Dillian Whyte fight. Listen. Well, actually, maybe I'll come back to that versus Philip Hrgović fight. I think this is an interesting fight, and I was watching TalkSport, and Duke McKenzie has actually picked David Adelaide to beat Philip Hrgović, and I was quite shocked because Duke McKenzie usually has got some good predictions, and if he's predicted this, then he's obviously seen something. I mean, what are your thoughts on this class?
Good fight, first of all. Probably the best fight on the undercard. I can see where Duke's coming from, and I'll tell you the reason why. I said this last week on my live stream. Adelaide is a big puncher. Hrgović, to be fair, has got a pretty solid chin, even though he was stopped. It wasn't as if Hrgović was put on his arse or anything. Adelaide's got a big. For me, Adelaide has got a puncher's chance. As in boxing skill wise, I think Hrgović will school him. I think I would pick Hrgović to win on points. And to be fair, I did say this last week. Someone said to me in my chat, they said Hrgović is pillow-fisted. And I was like, no, he isn't. I went on BoxRec and looked at his knockout percentage. He's got a 77.5% knockout ratio. So he can't be too pillow-fisted if he's got nearly a 70. He's got over a 75% knockout ratio. And I can see where Duke's coming from, as in, for me, it would be Adelaide's power, but I don't think Adelaide's got the power to really hurt Hrgović. I just see Hrgović running away with that fight.
I personally think the same as well. You know, I think Hrgović has probably got way too much experience, British, European level. And I see Hrgović as like a fringe title contender. You know? That's what I see him. I see him as like top 10, but mid top 10, like around about between 7 and I don't know, between 5 and 7, somewhere around there, you know?
Yeah.
He's one of those guys. If he gets a big win, then he could get a title shot. You know?
Yeah. You see,
I don't think Adelaide is nowhere near a title shot. Nowhere near it.
No.
That's what I think. What they're trying to do is I think Frank Roy is trying to build Adelaide off of Hrgović like he did with Daniel Dubois. If he could get that, if Adelaide can get that win, then it catapults him into almost like the top 10. You know, he'd be firmly in the top 10 if he was to get a win over Hrgović, without a doubt.
That's a good point. And the thing, what I don't like about David Adelaide is that he owes Jamie fucking whatever he's called, KVT, whatever.
Yes.
He owes him a rematch.
Yes.
Because that was some stinking ass shit what he did against him.
That was horrible.
And he went, do you know what I mean?
That was horrible.
And and he said he was going to rematch him, and then he never did.
Do you know what I think? I think Adelaide probably would have been interested in the rematch, especially as he knows the fans are going to get on his back and they're not going to let it go. But I think I think it's probably down to Frank Warren or maybe his management team. Told him, no, don't take it. Just move on. Maybe you can get a rematch from somewhere else down the line. Or it depends on where their careers go, because if Adelaide beats Hrgović, Jamie TKV, you're going to kiss goodbye to that rematch.
But then again, look, that's wrong. Because, I don't know about you, bro, but when I was watching that fight, Adelaide was getting...
Yeah, he was. That's why they don't want the rematch.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why it stinks, because if he beats Ergovic, like you just said, then that catapults him even further up the ladder. And Jamie's goodbye.
Goodbye, Jamie. That rematch will never happen. If he loses,
exactly.
If he loses to Ergovic, you get a rematch. But
Yeah,
I think we saw it as you was losing that fight. You got the win. Let's not run that back again. That's a banana skin waiting to happen. We need to push you up. Try and I don't know what they've seen here with Hrgovic. I think because they saw Daniel beat Hrgovic, they're thinking, well, maybe Adelaide might be able to beat him.
Yeah.
But can Adelaide take the flush right hands that Daniel took? People call Daniel Dubois a quitter, but look at the right hands he took against Hrgovic.
Yeah, good point.
He stood there like a soldier and took it.
Good point. The thing is, for me, I think Hrgovic would have done all 12 rounds, but the Bums was headbutting in that fight.
Right.
He was, man. He split.
I'll have to watch the fight again. Yeah,
he was headbutting in that fight, mate. Defo. Smashing transfer. Read that. Triple knee back in Brazil smashing. You know what Transformers are, don't you?
Who's coming here about us?
James Jameson smashing them Brazilian Transformers. He says it all the time on my channel. you know what Transformers are, don't you?
Way back in the chat, I'm trying to look for it.
Second to last fucking comment.
He's got second to last comment. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Transformers, I can show myself funny. It's a good fight. I like. Do you know what? Right. I remember watching the Zhang fight, and I did a video straight after saying this guy's trash, man. And fucking, I woke up in the morning and I got fucking bare ate off loads of people, man. You know, one of them shit videos what just goes viral, but you're not meant to make it go viral.
Yeah.
One of them. And I woke up in the morning and I had bare fucking messages, man. Loads of people giving me shit. I said Hrgovic is trash, man. I said he never won that fight, which I still don't think he won the fight.
Which fight was that? The Zhang fight?
Against the Zhang fight, yeah.
I think Zhang won. I personally think Zhang won the fight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But Hrgovic won, didn't he? And I did a video saying Hrgovic is trash. He never won that fight. Zhang won it. And I got loads of abuse. Anyway, I started to watch him, and I could sort of see why people like him. I tell you what I do like about him. I love that overhand right, what he throws.
Hrgovic.
He throws like... Sometimes he throws like an overhand right. Yeah. You remember how Golovkin used to throw?
A very tight one. It's not like a swing. Yeah. It's like
tight over the top.
That's it. Yeah. That's the one. Yeah. It shows different dynamics as well. That's probably the reason why he caught Daniel with it a lot, because you're not used to it. It's like you know what I mean? It's just like the angle of where the punch comes from. You're not used to it. It's not a conventional. It's not your conventional punch, is it?
No. Yeah, and I do like the way when he's putting on the ropes or even in the corner, even against the Bums, when the Bums had him on the ropes, he still manages to work his way out of it. Sometimes for me, even like when he fought Joe Joyce, he stayed. Sometimes he stays in the corner, or he stays out of him very well when he wants to, but he just needs to be that bit quicker. You know, I don't know if it's a thing of trying to show his opponent that he can hang there and take a beating. I don't know, but sometimes I felt like when he was fighting Joe Joyce, I was like, mate, you're taking unnecessary punches what you really don't need to be taking, even though you were beating Joe in my eyes comfortably.
Yeah. Well, Hrgovic was one of those fighters we thought that would be, he was tipped to be like one of the big fighters of our generation, of this generation, I should say, this generation. I mean, going back to now, I was listen. I remember I was saying this on my old channel. I can't get the receipt because the old channel's gone. But we are now in a golden era of boxing right now. Yeah. This is the golden era. You had like the 70s, then you had the 1990s, and now we've got whatever you want to call this now. We're here. We're gonna look back at this and say, you know, the Deontay Wilders, the Anthony Joshuas, the Tyson Furies, and now we've got the new crop coming along. The Dillian Whytes. Now we've got this new crop, Moses Itauma. Well, Dubois going to move on to this new crop. You got that. TKV. We've got a good. You know what I mean? There's a good. I think this is a good generation now. Maybe some of the young generation can mix a little bit with the old just before they go out. You know, before they go out, get a few fights with the younger and the older, pass on the torch a bit, and then we're into a new one. This is like I can't explain. We're in a golden era of heavyweight. It's not in the US. This golden era of heavyweight boxing is in the UK. But even though Usyk is really the man, though, isn't it? He's the man that's beaten all of our best heavyweights, and not only is he beaten them, he's beaten them all twice. Shout out to Karma Serene. Thank you for showing up to the chat. I ain't seen you for a while. Thanks. Cool.
I think it has been for a long time. I think, especially since Wilder got beat off Fury, I think the British heavyweights have been holding it down for a bit. And I still think they will do, like you say, once, even though Usyk is the main man. I think when Usyk's gone, I think the
take
Brits,
over again.
They do produce. You see, the thing is, as well, because I've had this conversation with quite a few Americans, especially on my channel. I've had a few Americans over the time say, "Oh, you know, sometimes you get the haters." Fucking knobhead Balanga saying, you know, when he said about, "I've seen you Brits, you're weak. When you come over here, you fold," and then he ends up getting folded himself off Shiraz. But what they don't realise is the size of the United States compared to the size of the UK. Do you know what I mean? When you think that you can fit Britain into Texas 3 times, a tiny island, we produce. If we were the size of America and had the population, fuck me, man, we'd be fucking rolling out heavyweight after heavyweight.
You know,
and we'd never be stopped. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know now? Sorry, go on.
I do think the Brits have been holding it down for a while.
Do you know what? Funny you said that. Edgar Berlanga is now starting to co-sign this. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. He's now starting to co-sign it. He's like saying he'll sign up with the raps. I don't know what to say now, man. He comes from American fans, though. You know, it never.
For me, he's just a bad loser, just a straight bad loser. Somebody who gets beat. I mean, this is the reason why I give Tyson Fury. He's doing the same thing over the Usyk loss. Is what Deontay Wilder did over him.
But you know the funny Fury. But you know, it's the funny thing is the British fans didn't back Fury when he started to say, "Oh, he's been jobbed on the cards and they've robbed him." The British fans didn't. Nobody backed him. No, not one person said no. Fury, we're with you. We think that's it.
Fair and square.
So
fair and square. But back to the UK heavyweights. Yeah, we've been holding it down, man. I'm proud of the UK lads, man. We've done very well. And it's crazy when you think back to the 90s and the 80s, the amount of heavyweights what the Americans were just producing. Yeah. The great fighters, you know what I mean? They like just throwing them off the production.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. That. I was just about to say, it's like they're mass producing them on a production line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Listen, they still make good fighters at the lower weights, so the lower.
Of course. Yeah.
at the lower weights, you know. But
yeah, of course. The Americans will always be good boxers. They'll always have great fighters. They always will do because it's such a big country with a big population.
Yeah. And they still got like you know, that pride, that boxing history in some of these cities like Philadelphia, these cities that comes from those cities, you know. So I was gonna go on for about an hour, but maybe you want to talk, and is there anything else you want to talk about? I wanted to close up a little bit about the whole fight with Dillian Whyte again. Maybe a little
fucking Jake Paul, man.
Oh man, I haven't even given that.
If Anthony Joshua fights him, I'm gonna fucking roast his ass, mate. I'm telling you, because the reason being, right, Outlaw, the man's a fucking joker. Because you have always stated in your comments, I've seen thousands of them. You have always stated it's not about money; it's about legacy. We all knew it was about money with him, but you're bringing a guy now who's ranked in the WBA cruiserweight. How the fuck has this guy got a ranking? The guy's a con man. He's a fraud. He's ruining boxing, and you're bringing him in to fight you in the heavyweight division, and you've got fucking fat Frank Smith saying that fucking Jake Paul fighting Anthony Joshua is a bigger fight than Tyson Fury. On my channel and just going, see you later, walking away.
Don't get me started about Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. Those two should have fought like 5 years ago.
I
blame Fury. I blame Fury. Fury. I think Anthony Joshua would take the fight like that, but I think Fury's just messing around.
Yeah, I know, but we have to also at the same time, we also have to give, if Anthony Joshua fights Jake Paul, I can't let Anthony Joshua just walk off. There's some bullshit, man. He should be pulled about it, Outlaw. He should be pulled about it because
that fight should not even nowhere near be sanctioned. I see Anthony Joshua as a top 10 heavyweight, right? A top 10 heavyweight. That should not be sanctioned. I mean, he fought Mike Tyson, old man, but he's never even fought at heavyweight before. Is it a real fight or an exhibition fight? I mean, I think some of Jake's fights, I mean, the Anderson Silva fight, I stand by it. I stand by this. That fight was fixed. The Anderson Silva fight. There's no way Jake Paul is going to beat Anderson Silva in a boxing match. No anything way, I'm telling you. You go and watch all of Anderson Silva's boxing matches and then watch the Jake Paul one, and you'll understand. Who knows he's a Chavez Jr.?
Look, I don't need to...
played with him, played around with him, and Jake Paul went life and death. I know the triangle theory. We're not going to play triangle theories here, but he was the best of the best. Yeah, there's no way Jake Paul beats him, and I'm telling you, that was fixed. That was fixed.
Outlaw, I don't need to watch any of Jake Paul's fights without. I've never watched one of them. That's a God's honest truth on my subline. I have never watched.
I've never watched them live. Never stayed to watch it.
I've seen little clips on YouTube, but I don't need to watch any of them without telling you that every single fight this guy's had is fucking fixed. Of course it's fixed.
Yeah. The only real fight I reckon he had was the Tommy Fury.
Yeah. And I've only seen snippets. Nah, the man's a fraud.
He couldn't beat Tommy Fury. He's going to fight Anthony Joshua, for real. Come on. Couldn't beat
Tell you what, I will light Anthony Joshua up like a fucking cigar if he fights him. I'm telling you, man, because it just shouldn't be allowed. It shouldn't be allowed. It's like, I don't know. I can say it, but I don't want to say it because I don't want to bring politics into it. But there's a very simple way of looking
on this channel. Don't worry, speak your mind if you want.
Well, it's like all this shit with all this immigrant shit, isn't it? You've got fucking lefties saying, "Oh, all these immigrants what are coming over here, they're all fleeing war-torn countries and all this shit." No, they're fucking not. You don't pay £5 to travel across Europe to go to France to come here if you're fleeing a war-torn country. Where are all you fucking women and the children?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with like boxing. What I'm trying to say to you, you're bringing in this guy who's a fraud, a con man, a YouTuber who is not a boxer with a fake ranking, and you're bringing him into the heavyweight division. Now, all of a sudden, people are going to start thinking, okay, I can do that. Jake Paul can do that, so I can do it. And then the next YouTuber, and then the next YouTuber. And if somebody don't put a fucking foot down on it and a stop, then otherwise boxing's going to get ruined. You've got the casual fans who are the lefties who think, yeah, this is good for sport, this is good for boxing, and you've got Eddie Hearn and all them bellends pumping it out to the casuals who are the lefties saying, yeah, this is great, and then you've got the hardcores who are the whatever centre or right wing who know it's bullshit. Well, and I'm sorry for ranting.
Yeah, no, keep going, say what you want. Say what you want.
It's a comedy show. It's a farce. So, like I say to you, if Anthony Joshua fights Jake Paul, I will light him up like a fucking cigar. I'll make endless videos dissing him. And rightly so, the man should be dissing for a fraud fight when you should have fought Dubois. You had a match clause to fight Dubois and you didn't. You've disappeared and now you're fighting Jake Paul. It's bullshit, man.
Do you know who else? What? Hang on a second. You want to see it? Karma Serene wants to see it. I don't know. Why do you want to see this fight? It's a mismatch. Andy Joshua versus Jake Paul's a total mismatch. It's a comedy show, man. Comedy sideshow.
Fucking circus show.
Andy Joshua would. I'll give it 2 rounds. I'll be surprised if Jake Paul gets out of a round. If it's a real fight, that is a real fight.
Listen, right, everybody, this is how I see it, right? Me included. I gave Tyson Fury a load of stick when he fought Ngannou, right? Because Ngannou come from MMA, had no boxing background, and I gave him a load of shit because it was a farce fight. You should have been fighting Alexander Usyk, and you were ducking, moving the goalpost, chatting pure shit, and then you go and fight fucking Derek Chisora, who fucking Fisheye said was the only credible opponent, and then you fight Ngannou, right? So I gave Tyson Fury loads of shit for that gimmick fight, right? Anthony Joshua fights him. I think a lot of people didn't give AJ any heat because Fury had already done it. But now you're going on to even worse things and fighting a fucking YouTuber who fights in fake fights, and you're bringing it into the heavyweight division. So I'm going to roast him, man.
I honestly think the fight doesn't happen. I don't think it happens. I think it's just talk.
Well, at the end, Frank Smith seems to think
at the moment it's just talk. There's no paperwork's been signed or anything, has there?
No, but when you've got the promoters and the CEO of Matchroom and his fucking T-boy saying that this fight is near, they're not saying it's nearly done, but they're saying it's in the making. And he said the other day he's in New York and he's in talks with Jake Paul over this fight. So for a promoter to come out and say, I mean, Eddie talks a lot of shit. He tells lies, and we all know that. But for your promoter to come out and say, I'm in New York and we're in talks with him over this fight, that to me is much more or less fucking a done deal. I wouldn't put anything past Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua at this moment in time. And I'll tell you the reason why. Because Anthony Joshua is at the back end of his career, right? So if he don't get that fight with Fury, he can make shitloads of money fighting Jake fucking Fraud and then sealing off sailing off into the sunset.
Okay. I don't know if you've heard on another, well, same sort of subject, but another note. Andre Ward, SOG, has called out Anthony Joshua.
Oh, I've seen that.
He wants to fight Anthony Joshua. He wants to fight Anthony Joshua. Apparently, he's been in training. He's called out Joshua. He wants to fight him. He believes he could beat Joshua. It's not the first time Andre Ward's called Joshua. He called him out in 2017 as well. But the thing that gets me is, with Andre Ward and this call out is, he was criticizing Canelo a couple of years back, and then Canelo said to him, "Okay, if you want, we can. You come out of retirement, we fight. You know, if you think I'm this or I'm that, come out and let's fight." I was like, "Oh." Andre Ward point blank refused. Said, "No, I'm retired." But he seems to be chasing AJ. Why is he chasing AJ? I mean, surely Usyk is the #1 fighter at the moment now, and Usyk's more closer to his weight. Why would he not call out Usyk? Call out the best fighter. That'll be an O versus O. Andre Ward hasn't lost. Usyk hasn't lost. That is a more, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. As in weight side.
Why AJ? I don't know. He's got some weird obsession. Andre Ward has a weird obsession with Anthony Joshua. As do a lot of American men. I've noticed that.
I just think it's a lot of boxers. I think it's a lot of boxers have got that. It's all because they see him as he's the cash cow, isn't he? Even though he's been beaten and that, AJ is still the cash cow. You know, if you fight Anthony Joshua, you're making big money.
That's true.
Do you know what I mean? Andre Ward, if they were both same size, I'd say Ward would fucking school him.
If they were the same size?
Yeah, Ward would school him.
If there is, there's a massive size difference.
Oh, I know there is. That's what I'm saying now. That's why I said if they were the same size. But it can only be for the money. That's all I can think it is. You know, for me, I rate Andre Ward. I've always rated him. I think he's a tremendous fighter. I think he's a very underestimated fighter. Doesn't get his accolades as what he should have done. I always picked him to beat Kovalev, both fights. But fighting AJ, I don't know, he might be quick enough to move out of the way and just outmove him. I don't know. But I think it can only be for the money.
I mean, if he wants a payday, he can fight Canelo. That'd be a payday. Someone more your weight class. I think, see with Ward, he wants to fight. He wants a payday with AJ, and if he loses, he can say, "Oh, he's a bigger man." He can fight Canelo.
He beats Canelo all day long, Ward.
How old is Ward? Canelo. 41. Canelo's like 35, 36. There's not much of a difference there.
Oh, I know. But the thing is, how long's Ward been retired now?
Huh?
How long's Ward been retired? It's got to be best part of
6 or 7 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, but if he wants to fight Canelo, Canelo already said to him, "I'll fight you. Come out, I'll fight you." Like we fight at once. Sorry, there's one of them little mosquitoes flying around. He said, "I'll fight you at once. I'll fight you at 175 or 168. It's up to you. You name the weight." That's a payday. You get a payday if he fights Canelo. You know.
I think he thrashes Canelo. Ward would thrash him.
Even now.
Yeah, Ward would thrash him.
Whoa.
I think Ward would
take that fight.
Nah, Ward would thrash him. And that I'm just reading that what Toby put. Why not fight Carl Froch? They both been retired a long time, talking about coming back.
Yeah, that's true.
He'd thrash him as well. Ward already thrashed him.
He beat Froch though, didn't he? He already beat Froch.
He thrashed him in that Super 7.
Yeah, he beat Froch, man.
Ward, I tell you what, man, Ward had thrashed Canelo. I think he would.
I'd like to see it.
Yeah,
I want to see the fight.
I'd put money on you that way, if you brother.
I'd like to see the fight. Loz looking well confident there.
Yeah, he'd thrash Canelo, mate. Do you know what that'd be? If Ward was, because you look at Ward, he's still in tremendous shape.
No, he is. He's been training recently as well.
Yeah, he's like Froch. You can tell he still work out and all that. But even now, for me, if Ward was to fight Canelo, that'd be another Bevel fight. That it does.
If Ward is confident enough, I don't know why he don't take the fight. It's a payday. He gets another win, and I mean, I think the thing with him is a lot of people have forgotten about him, you know, and I think
Yeah, because he's
that might
boring,
hurt
isn't
him a
he?
little bit.
Yeah, because he's a boring character.
Yeah,
He's one of them guys. He's like the people like Andre Ward to me are people like Jamie Carragher of football and the guy who used to play for United, I can't think of his name, come from Tottenham. He was a midfielder and he went to United.
Michael Carrick.
Carrick, yeah. When you look at them on the screen, they were fucking boring. But
Yeah,
when you actually studied the game, what fucking tremendous fucking
yeah,
players they were,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Michael Carrick, what a player.
Good player, yeah,
How
he's a
the
good
guy
player.
could pass the ball and Jamie Carragher. And it's the same with Wood. He gets a lot of boxing fans who are they look just for the knockouts, don't they? Because everyone does, because it's exciting. But
Mm.
when you watch Andre Wood, for me, watching Andre Wood was another. You might think I'm crazy saying this, but Andre Ward to me is not as good as Pernell Whitaker, but he was that for me. He was very similar. I don't mean as in style wise, just like he was like a technician of the game, very crafty and slipping his socks, like Mayweather.
Mm.
You know, a lot of people didn't like Mayweather. They thought he
Very
was
technical
boring.
fighter, isn't it? Technical. I mean,
Technical wise.
lots of people don't like Mayweather. I mean, with
Mm.
me, yeah, I have to be if I'm in the mood, I could really enjoy a Mayweather fight. I watch, you know, the way he spoils a fight sometimes, if he's defensive, his defense and that, and he counters and stuff like that. If I'm in the mood for it, I can really enjoy it. But then sometimes I'm not in the mood for it. I'm like, I get this boring fight off, man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm in the mood to see a bit more action, you know, a bit more of a more matched fight, you know what I mean? Because sometimes a lot of the time Mayweather kind of like the opponents, how can I say, because of his skill level, he was a
yeah,
lot better than some of his opponents, you know, and it was just
yeah,
hard.
yeah,
You see them trying to land on him and they couldn't. But the thing is, what was boring about Floyd, I think, is because he weren't finishing a lot of their opponents. He weren't, you
yeah.
see what I mean? He weren't finishing. If he was finishing them, he would have been a bit more exciting in the later part of his career, I'd say. You know?
I think he lost his power as he went up, didn't he? Because
Yeah.
if you remember on in his early career, he was
Yeah.
banging every fucker out, wasn't he?
Yeah, pretty boy, yeah. But I think he had that, you know, the hands, he had the hand problem and all that with his brittle
Yeah,
hands.
with brittle hands, didn't he? Yeah.
And I think sometimes, you know what it is? Because I used to suffer from weak wrists. I used to have weak wrists when I was young. And I remember I used to hit the heavy bag, and obviously I used to fight at school a lot. You know, back in my day, we used to fight at school.
Yeah,
So I used to fight
yeah,
at school a lot. And I remember having about 3 fights in 1 week. And I remember the third fight, I was like, my wrist is killing me. My wrist is killing me. And I
yeah,
wanted to throw a hard punch, but my mind was telling me, you throw that punch, your wrist is gonna explode. You know what I mean? So like, I didn't want to hit too hard, or you didn't want to. You make sure you want to hit a vital spot and not try and hit someone in the back of their head or something. You will hurt your hand. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So sometimes you got a hand injury, you want to throw harder, but you're cautious because of the hand. You
yeah.
know?
Of course, yeah,
I think that's
yeah,
the same thing with Hamza Shiraz and this whole Berlangas thing, because a lot of the American fans didn't realize, and I was telling a lot of the content creators, I was putting in their comments, Hamza Shiraz broke his hand against Adames. Yeah.
yeah,
So obviously, if you broke your hand in a big fight for a title, he thought he was fighting for a title. He didn't. Obviously, it was a draw. He didn't get the belt. You know, a lot of people felt it was a bit of favoritism from Turkey. But if you hurt your hand in the biggest fight you've had today, in the next fight, are you going to make sure your wraps are on proper, solid, tight, thick wraps on to make sure you don't break that same hand? Obviously, it's always common sense. When they say, "Oh, what's going on with these raps?" The commission looked at it. New York State Commission is no joke either. They're no joke. They are thorough when it comes to their commission is thorough, right? They're not going to let him go in with no dodgy raps. And obviously, Berlanga's team was in there to see the raps go on. The man broke his hand in a previous fight, so you know.
yeah. He's just a fucking crybaby, mate. Because he thought that he was going to come out, like he said, didn't he, in the build-up? I'll
Yeah.
piss myself at that Kelly Maloney as limp
Just limp
twisted too.
twisted.
That's a quality comment. But yeah, back to Belanga. He's just a crybaby, man, because he
Yeah.
thought he was going steamroll, and I did. I had Belanga to beat him in a late stoppage in a very good fight. But he got surprised, man. He got knocked down. Get over it. Pull your fucking pants up and carry on. You
Yeah.
know. And just quickly before you get change subject or get up out of here, just going back to what you said before about boring fighters. Sometimes you turn them off because you want to see action and all that. For me, as a boxing fan, the only time I ever get bored of watching fights is when I see a fighter who's blatantly running. Not someone who runs but engages, but someone who runs and doesn't want to engage. Like when I watched that fucking
Go on.
Devin Haney versus fucking. You know what I mean? That fight was,
Ramirez.
yeah, that was disgusting, man.
I
I
was so
couldn't
looking
believe
forward to
that.
that fight.
Yeah, I was myself, and I watched it. I got to round 10. Well, I didn't even get to round 10. Must have got to about round 5. And I shit you not, right, Outlaw. I was gone. And I woke up on my chair like that, and it was round 10. I just went,
I fell asleep as well.
turned it off and went straight fucking bed. It was disgusting, that was.
Yeah, it was
He
terrible.
stunk the place out with all that fucking cycling around the ring. Yeah, he was running like Forrest Gump, exactly. So
And then we got the Canelo versus Skull as well. Then we got Canelo versus Skull, and Skull was flipping doing the south.
Well, I was going to stay up for that. I'm so fucking glad I didn't, mate. I'm so glad I didn't.
My shot. Anyway.
I was going to stay up for that, and I thought, nah, fuck that. I ain't watching that shit. And then I woke up in the morning, and everyone was like, "Did you see the fight, lads?" I was like, "No," and I put it on. It was terrible. It was terrible, man.
Skull versus Canelo.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah, that's terrible, man. That's a terrible
awful.
fight.
And you can
I couldn't watch that fight again.
No.
No.
And you can understand why Turkey said, if any more fucking joggers, you ain't getting paid, mate. You're out of there.
Yeah.
That's right.
I don't blame him. So, yeah, I'm going to go back to this last week, the Dillian Whyte versus Moses Itauma. Because what I wanted to say was, well, obviously, last few things before I get off, and I'll let you have your last say as well. If Dillian Whyte can get past the first 3 rounds, then I think then we got a major fight on our hands. I think Itauma even said it himself. He believes he needs to finish Dillian early. That's the game plan, is to get him out there early as possible. So Dillian's got to survive. I think Dillian's got to survive. If Dillian can get into the 5th round, I think it's going to be a real tough night for Moses Itauma, because Dillian obviously is a brawler and he's a spoiler as well. So if I don't know, watching that Joseph Parker fight, I see he frustrated Joseph Parker. He frustrated him bad. And I think that, I don't know, if Moses Itauma doesn't have, the patience, or, that type of patience, or, just that maturity in a fight, I think Dillian could, like, what we call, there's a new term now that a lot of fans are using now. They use it in MMA. I'm not sure. I'm using it in boxing a little bit. I think Dillian might old man him. You heard that term before?
Yeah.
If he gets past the 5th round, I think Dillian might old man him and use his experience, spoil it, turn it into a dirty fight. And then, we might see Moses Itauma, fold. But my prediction, I don't know now.
You have to. At the end of the day, when I predict, and I do like what you always say just before you give us your prediction. I always do like what you say. You're only as good as your last fight, and that's very, very true. That is.
I think I'm still going to go Itauma, man. I want to see Dillian Whyte do it. I want to see him do it, but I can't back. I mean, look at all the videos I made earlier on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna say Itauma in under 5. I think round 4, to be honest. But I want Dillian Whyte to win. I won't be surprised if he does either. But I don't know. Right, I'm just gonna stick to. I'll say Itauma round 4.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go. Just replying to James there. I'm going for Ergovic on points.
Okay.
Yeah, points. And I'm going for Nick Ball, round 8 stoppage. And I think Dillian Whyte, I think the old Fox Mike does shine tomorrow. As I see him as a dangerous man because he's got nothing to lose. The pressure is, I don't think the pressure's on him. I can't make my mind up. The reason why I'm going for Dillian is because I've seen all of Dillian Whyte's career. Well, not all, but 90% of his career. Moses Itauma, all I've seen is him fighting at the bottle bank. That's all I've seen him. So for me, I can't go off. I can't go off and make a prediction to say that he's been in with anyone as good as Dillian. Even though Dillian to me has looked very sharp, but I'm going for Dillian Whyte. Anywhere between 7 and 9. No, 7 and 10 with a knockout. I think you'll catch him and get him up out of there. It's a wild, yes, I know it's a wild prediction.
No,
And
I know
Moses
it's
is
not.
my favourite.
He is.
Yeah, but I'm going for Dillian. I think that left up might just bomb that boy's ass out of there. Because he does get it. He does get it.
I'm gonna be it, and the left hook, he gets hit, but I think the left hook, I think Balgan, the last guy he fought Balgan.
Yeah, footballer.
With a couple of left hooks.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that footballer.
Make no mistake, I'm going to be cheering for Dillian. But I even though I've saying Itauma around 4, I'm going to be cheering for Dillian. If Dillian puts a fight, I'll be shouting, screaming, I'm like, go on, Dillian! Trust me. Because I don't like all these rimmers, all these talk sport and all these rimmers. I don't like, oh, he's the best thing since Mike Tyson. Oh, he's better than Mike Tyson. He's the future. Listen, I love to see their red faces the next day when, they get their predictions wrong. I love it. I just love it. People like me and you, Loz, we make videos and we destroy them for their.
You know that.
Look, you pumped this guy up and he hadn't even fought nobody. Do you know what I mean?
And do you know what, Outlaw? And I know it sounds a bit sad, but now you've just said that. That's partly why I do want him to get beat. And that's horrible, me saying that. And I'm saying that because I am, like you just said, I am sick to tired and sick to my back teeth of these so-called boxing experts blowing up all these fighters to be what they're not. Like, look at fucking fragile Carl Frampton. The man went against Usyk twice, saying Tyson Fury is the best fighter of our generation. I've done endless videos. I did a video on Christmas Day where he said Tyson Fury can go to the next level, but Alexander Usyk can't. And then he gets beat off Alexander Usyk. And then the very next day he comes out and says, Alexander, great, he's got to go down now as the best fighter of all time. He's the best fighter to ever wear gloves. He's like, mate, you just, because you're an ex-boxer don't mean that you are a boxing expert. Yeah, I'm not claiming for me to be myself. Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
Well, I don't know, man. Tavara, salute to you, bro. Hope you are.
To you, man. Thanks for coming to the chat, even though it's better late than never.
Yeah, I'm going for Dillian Whyte, me. Late stop. Well, between 7 and 10, that's where I'm going.
I'm going to go for Hrgovic as well. I didn't mention it. I'm going to go for Hrgovic stoppage, round 10. Mm-hmm. Round 10 stoppage as well. So I can't make much comments on the other fighters because I don't know them very well enough to gauge who's going to win. What's that?
Carl Frampton. I was just reading that Big John Fury scared of fighting weak Carl Frampton.
Well, Big John Fury got called out again by Eric Butterbean.
Yes,
He hasn't
I see.
responded. Has he
I saw your
responded?
video. I was laughing my head off. I was at work. I watched it.
Has John responded?
No. I'm just saying. I seen your video. I was at work.
Oh,
I was laughing my head off when I seen it.
yeah. Okay. Any final thoughts? Any final speeches? Anything? Anyone say anything? Anyone up in
I'll
there?
be live tomorrow for this.
Sorry.
I'll be live tomorrow for this fight tomorrow.
Are you going to be live for the fight?
Yeah, I'm going live. I'm going to do a watch along,
Right.
so I'll drop you a link if you want to jump on or whatever.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm going to be watching the fight here. I was supposed to go to London, but I'm going to make up because of these fights. I said, forget it. I'll go next week because I prefer to watch them in my own house than going around to my mum's and watching it.
Yeah.
She gets pissed off with me shouting in the middle of the night.
See, that's the beauty of living here. There's only me and my son, so I can shout all the fucking one.
Yeah, I can shout all I want in here. It's my house in here. So that's why I'm going to stay and go next week.
I like your kitchen, man. Your kitchen looks nice.
Oh, thanks. Just new.
I love them tiles on the back wall.
Right, yeah, like brick tiles, yeah.
Yeah, they look like the old prison cell, the old PlayStation tiles.
Yeah, it's nearly a year old. It's a whole brand new kitchen, everything. That's why I was offline for a long while.
Your tiles look like the old prison cell tiles when we were kids and we get locked up, thrown in the cells.
Or in the what's it called? You know the old. I don't know. You know. Then again, in London, you know the tube stations in London.
Yeah.
If you've been to London, the tube tiles are like this as well.
Yeah, they are.
Like a green color, a dark green and a light green. A lot of the really old stations are like that. Yeah. London Underground's like flipping nearly 200 years old, man. I can't believe they've been digging holes underneath the city 200 years ago. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. They first started it. I watched a documentary years ago on that. The very first tunnel, it's still open in London. It was a French guy who designed it where they dug down dead deep. They didn't go very far with it, but they dug down and it collapsed and then they built it all back up. But that tunnel is still out. I forgot the frigging name of it, but that tunnel is still open today in London. It's like a bit of it's like a museum now. Do you know what I mean?
I never heard of it. I'll have to look into that. Do you know, I'll give you an interesting fact. There isn't a drill bit on this planet that can dig more than 7 miles into the ground. After 7 miles, there's no drill bit that can penetrate wherever it is at 7 miles down there. Check it out.
That's it. They are. James Jameson's just named it there. The Brunel Tunnel.
Oh,
that's the tunnel what he's on about. Glasgow has the oldest subway. Yeah, it's the Brunel Tunnel. It's a museum now.
Okay, Brunel Tunnel. I never knew that. Do you know there's so many museums? I watched the film. What was it? Black Panther. And they got some museum in London on African history. And I've never even heard of it. I first found out about it when I watched Black Panther. And then I Googled it. I'm like, oh my God, it actually exists.
Yeah.
I'm like, it exists. I've never heard of it. Literally living in London all my life, I could have just gone anytime I wanted. I've never heard of it.
Have you ever been to London Museum?
The London Museum?
Yeah.
I've been to the Natural History Museum, the Science Museum.
The big one in London Museum, whatever it's called. The big one with the big like Roman columns. It's got the big Roman columns at the front of it.
They've all got Roman columns. They've all got
it must be the same one then. It's a massive one. It's got all the old, like
they're all free to go in as well, you know.
Like the American courthouse with all the sculptures of the people and then the big Roman columns. I'm sure it's not just London Museum or London.
You know what, Loz? Central London is full of columns, massive columns, and nearly every the museum. I forgot what area it is. South Kensington.
It's the biggest museum in the UK anyway, and it's in London. It's one of Brundle Tunnels, Loz. Yeah, that's it. But some of the shit in there, you got all the Egyptian shit, all from the tombs and stuff like that. I'd love to go somewhere like that. Or the one in Paris. Yeah. What's the Paris museum called?
I'm not sure.
Oh God.
The museums in London are all free for anyone that wants to go. The museums in London are all free. You could just go there, walk in straight in there. Don't have to pay a penny. All you got to do is pay for your travel to get there. Once you get there, just walk in for free.
Oh, cold. Let me Google it 1 sec before you get up, aren't we? What's the museum called in Paris?
It's like a famous museum.
Yeah, the Louvre or something it's called. Yeah, it's massive. I don't know if you can see that.
Got to put it towards your left.
Yeah.
Towards your left, up. Is it closer? You come a bit closer, up, a bit closer. It's not focusing. Maybe others can see it, but the screen's a bit. Ah, there we go. Yeah. I can see the picture, yeah.
Yeah, it's massive. I'd love to go there. Big glass museum, and then it's built in all the old Paris buildings.
I've been to a nice museum in Turkey, where I go to in Turkey usually every other year. They've got like the Roman castle on top. They've got a museum.
You read that what James Jameson's put? Louis Ortiz can be found in the fossil section in the British Museum.
The British Museum.
That's quality. That's quality.
Okay, listen, I think I'm going to just draw this to an end, man.
Yes, sir.
We've been on for ages. Otherwise, we've been waffling for ages. Let's give a shout out to a few people in there, man. Finding Peace, thank you for showing up to the chat. James Jameson, thank you for showing up to the chat. Wizard Sleeves, thank you for showing up to the chat. He's up in here. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. JJ, I saw this comment. I saw this comment, but I thought I'd address it later on.
Seen that comment what Amy's put? When I was in Prague, I went to the sex toy museum for a laugh.
Oh quality. My Strangingness. Who else is up in here? Kevin Jeans. De Niro Sparta. Von. Oh, Von. I didn't see you there, man. Oh, White's going to embarrass Moses. I didn't see you, Von. Shout out to Von. Shout out to Illinois. Shout out to those guys on the other side of the pond. Who else we got up in there? Who else do we have in here? Quickly, let me just go through. Toby Bartlett. Shout out to you. Thanks for showing up to the chat. Londoner in the Sticks. Thank you for showing up to the chat. Who else? I think I'm coming to it. Charlene. Thank you for showing up to the chat, Charlene.
Charlene's solid. She's always there.
Yeah. Karma Serene. Thank you for showing up to the chat. I think that's about it, really. I think that's about it. I might have missed one or two. Oh yeah, am I dead yet? Thank you for showing up to the chat. Yeah. Bye to you, man. Yes, Loz, thank you once again.
Salute to you, brother.
Once again, I'm looking forward to the fights tomorrow. There's some big UFC fights on. Those you like the UFC, there's some big UFC fights on. Got Khamzat Chimaev versus Dricus du Plessis in the main event. I'll be watching that as well. So I'll be up till like 6 in the morning tomorrow.
That sounds good.
We'll do some more. Thank you,
Karma. Sounds good, man. A good day of fighting.
Yeah. So those of you, obviously, I know a lot of you know Loz. They're over here. Loz is going live tomorrow for the fight. So make sure you get over there. I'll be over there as well. Loz confirm your link. I'll be over there as well. So look forward to the fight tomorrow, and hopefully I'll see you guys there, man. Loz, safe, brother.
Always. You know that. Salute to you, Outlaw. Peace out to everyone. Peace out.
Yes, thank you, everyone. Peace.